show you something interesting about where these stairs used to be on the house. So originally, before these stairs were built, there was a stairway that was over here in the corner. Since that was over here, the wall would have continued on down through here. There wouldn't have been a floor here. So the nailer strips actually continue on down through the floor into the first level. And you can see right along through here the seam in the floorboards where, let's see, it goes to right there, where originally there wouldn't have been floorboards there because the stairs would have been coming up through there. And you can also see on the plaster right here that that's different because there would have been the stairway go on. Also, there's the old, what's left of the banister that would have come along through here around the stairway. And so yeah, it's sort of interesting. Another pretty cool thing that I found was this piece of plaster. It was sitting right about in here, and it's got some initials on it, and I think that might have been the a couple previous owners ago of the house. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do a little research on that. But anyway, I've already done some work on the walls here today, so it's moving along all right. Another thing that I found is, I believe, the top course here on the north side of this section of the log house, I believe this top one here is a poplar beam. All the others, well, I'm not for sure what all the others are. They're either oak or chestnut or something, a harder hardwood. But this one, you can see the grain on it is different. It's kind of a different color wood in there. And I'm quite sure it's a poplar beam. And that's the first one of those that I found in the house. So I now have the plaster off from this wall over here. And I thought I would tell you guys a little bit about the lath, which is all these pieces of wood right through here, about the lath that is on the walls here. Originally, back in the day, they would cut, or they would make the lath using a froe. That's F-R-O-E, which is a splitting tool that would cut pieces of wood with the grain. So it could be used for making something like lath or wooden shakes, shingles, planks, whatever it is you need that goes with the grain of the wood. And so that's how they originally did it. Now, down here, there's a little corner where the stairs came up, where they had to put in new lath later on after the house was built. And all this lath right here, you can see, was made with a circle saw. You can see the cuts from the circle saw blade going in there. Also downstairs, where the stairs came around, was also this lath that was made with the circle saw. And I found that this stuff is a whole lot harder to take off than the lath that was cut with the grain, because the lath that was cut with the grain, you can get one side off and then you can just pull it and it'll pop the nails out and the whole piece will come off pretty easy. The stuff that was made with the circle saw is a whole lot harder because it doesn't go with the grain. There's it goes against the grain in some parts. So if you try pulling on it, it just breaks. And so you grab the next part, that'll just break. It's a whole lot harder to take off than the stuff that is cut with the grain. So anyway, just an interesting little tidbit on lath and what is in the house. So one important thing that you should always have when you're doing something like this is a respirator. A dust mask helps, but it's not nearly as good as something like this that makes a good seal all the way around your nose, your mouth, and really keeps all that dust out, and it's got detachable filters on it. That's really something you need, because for one, you've got a whole bunch of plaster that when it's coming down, you're getting tons of dust in the air, and you really don't want to be breathing all that in. Also, behind your lath you have this kind of stuff. And in here we have a wonderful mixture of rat poop and dust, and there's some rags in there. The rags would have been probably put in there by some of the original people that inhabited this house and stuffed in between the logs to help keep wind from coming through the logs, because it wasn't always the best air tightness in between the logs. So they'd take old rags and stuff it in between the logs to help keep the house, or keep their cabin, their log cabin, a little bit warmer. And well, there's some old newspaper in there, seeds, all sorts of kind of nasty stuff that's making dust that you really don't want to be breathing in. Next step is to remove the floorboards from where the old stairs used to be. The reason for that is so that I can take that board right there off, and then I'll be able to get the lath and the plaster that's behind that board. Floorboards are now out, and I apologize for the dim lighting. It's not wanting to show up too well, but there's probably a 3 foot by 6 or 7 foot hole in the floor here now, and it's just goes straight up all the way up to the ceiling. Solid logs from first floor, second floor. And the video just doesn't do it justice. It's not, you gotta, it's one of those things you have to see to really, man, that's nice. But yeah, there you go, that's off. Got that 1 by 6 off, so I was able to get the lath, plaster, and the furring strips off. And the next part will be getting plaster off from these other walls in the entryway, and then going around to the other side of this wall and getting it off the other side in that room over there.